Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Iron Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Serene Insurance, Goil PLC, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services, and Phoenix Insurance. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Now, this week we are discussing how to leverage technology in enhancing efficient cargo delivery in the West African sub-region. So we had in the studios the CEO of Cars Brokers in the person of Eugene Oheme, who has been telling us, the role that his outfit has been playing to ensure efficient cargo delivery in the West African sub-region. Let's take a listen.
You wouldn't have come up with this particular solution if you didn't identify any challenges in cargo delivery across West Africa.
That's true.
So tell us, what are the current challenges that we are grappling with in the sub-region in terms of our quest to effectively deliver cargo?
Okay. So the challenges are numerous, but we'll focus on the ones which is related to technology. We are not here to talk about roads and all those ones.
Right.
There's limited access to technology if it comes to cargo delivery in the sub-region.
Right.
Also, the industry is highly fragmented. Several drivers operating in silos. Also, we have environmental issues, carbon emission, because driver routes are not well planned. Hence, the driver just move around and they are just emitting carbon dioxide. And that's very, very dangerous for the sub-region.
Right. So those are some of the challenges that you've observed in our quest to deliver effectively cargo across West Africa.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So let me find out from you, the cargo trucking market, how popular is it in our part of the world?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the question. It's highly patronized because most of our cargoes are being moved by road. Hence, all our cargoes moving by roads are being conveyed by drivers.
Right.
Hence, this industry is highly patronized and very, very viable. But because of its disorganized nature, we are not seeing how effective and potential this industry can serve to this industry.
When you say disorganized, what do you mean?
For instance, in Ghana, about 70% of truck drivers are being owned individually. If I say individually, more or less like owner-operators.
Okay.
So we have a driver who owns one car.
I have my own truck and I drive it myself? Is that
Yes,
what you mean?
so those are called the owner-operators. And then we have a fraction of them who are independent drivers. So you are not the owner, but someone is the owner. But he might have just about 2 or 3 trucks running around the port. And then we have transport companies. So there are about 3 of them: owner-operators, independent drivers, and trucking companies working around the port. And before I answer your question, you asked yourself, what is technology? Technology in its simplest form is just the application of scientific knowledge for practical processes in an industry. That's all what it's about. So what science are we applying in this industry to enhance the activities? Supply chain or logistics, we may say, have 2 terms, where you look at time and then you look at money.
Right.
If you are not optimizing some of the activities here, when you keep your cargo at the port, it calls for cost. So the last mile cargo delivery is what we are looking at.
Right.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. So let's come to Ghana. You've been in operation for 2 years. Is it in Ghana or across West Africa?
Okay, so we are doing Ghana and some of the landlocked countries, because most of these landlocked countries ply their route through Tema.
Yes.
So we also serve some of these landlocked countries, Burkina, Mali, and Niger.
Niger, that's a transit.
Exactly. Exactly.
trucks,
Currently.
What's the patronage like? Do you face any resistance from most of these operators, the truck operators?
At first, it was very new to the drivers because they are not too familiar with this tech business. You go to them and then all what he tells you is, I just need business. I don't want any app. So we have to re-engineer all the system and put them into WhatsApp. But at the back end, we have a TMS that runs through and then manage the freight forwarders who are posting the load, and then the drivers who are finding the loads.
Right.
So our system is very simple. We are focused on the freight forwarder. We are focused on the truck driver.
Right.
So truck drivers are serving the supply, which is being generated by this freight forwarder, which is the demand. So we go to the freight forwarders, they give us their cargo, and then we offer these cargoes to the drivers as load. So we are in between, and then we serve the driver and the freight forwarder.
So give us a typical day in the life of a cargo truck driver who is transporting cargo, say, from here to Niger. Now, once he takes delivery of the cargo, where do you come in? At what point do you come in to ensure that, yes, the tracking device that is there, do you place place a tracking device on the vehicle?
Okay,
right. So tell us.
So
typically, what do you do?
know, one of the challenge that shippers are facing is end-to-end visibility, all the way from the origin. You want to see all the way
to the
his final destination.
Yeah.
Now, shippers see all the way from Spain. It gets to Tema port or Takoradi port. As soon as the cargo leaves the port, they are blind. They have to pray and wait for their cargo to arrive safely. We come in with tracking devices. We install them on the cargo. Hence, we send links to these importers or shippers, and they will monitor their cargo 24/7. I give you a typical example. We worked for a man who was in Europe. He heard of our service, and then he insisted his agent use our system. He was sitting in Belgium and was monitoring his containers all the way to Kumasi. It got to a point, one driver stopped around in Koko. He had to call the driver, "What are you doing here?" He said, "Oh, I had to stop and rest." I said, "Okay, fine." The first time, he didn't use our service, and it took him about 7 days for the cargo to get there.
Right.
Once the drivers saw that they were being monitored, they made sure.
Are these your people?
Exactly. So these are drivers we onboard onto our platform. So onboarding drivers onto our platform is the most crucial part of our system because we've seen several cases of diversion around the port. So we pick few points as far as data is concerned. We make sure we onboard the drivers, we vet them and approve them on our platform.
Right.
So any driver on our platform has been vetted and approved before we allow drivers to take cargo on our platform.
So you say onboard drivers onto the platform. How do you do that?
Okay, so we have devices that we use in onboarding these drivers. We take their fingerprints, their iris. We have information about their licenses, their Ghana cards,
right,
next of kin. We have few points of data that we pick just to make sure that we have full information about these drivers. I was a freight forwarder
right,
for some time. I've been a transporter for some time. And we identify the pain points.
So you have the experience of both.
Exactly.
A freight forwarder and a transporter.
Exactly.
And so you blend, and currently you are dealing with both.
I'm dealing with both now.
So you have a grasp, hands-on experience. As
Fantastic.
Far as
So the pain point of the freight forwarders were considered. We did survey to pick pain points of the drivers and pick pain point of the freight forwarders. The freight forwarders came out with two main issues. One of the issues were the pricing or the rate the drivers give. And another problem also was the drivers were not disciplined and were not straightforward with their work.
Right.
So how do we streamline this? We made sure that these drivers go through training. During the course of interviewing them, we educate them on few things. And once they are onboarded onto our platform, we educate them and train them on few things, on safety on the road, defensive driving. We show them. This week we were doing training on axle weight on our drivers because it's very, very important. We realized some of the drivers don't even know that when they weigh their empty trucks or the tail weights at the axle weight, it's free. They don't know. So we had to educate them and show them that go and check your tail weight so that you know your maximum weight, the cargo in which, the cargo that you are supposed to carry at the end of the day.
Yeah. like I asked earlier, a typical day in the life of a truck driver, using your services, using the services of cars brokers, you have your, what do we call a tracker on my vehicle. Now, once I load, at what point do you come in, and at what point do you extricate yourself from the truck as cars brokers?
Okay, so as I said earlier, we are aggregating demand from the freight forwarders, which is the cargo, and then we are offering this demand to these drivers as supply or loads.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, so before you proceed, it means that the freight forwarders come to you.
Exactly.
They call you.
Exactly.
I have this cargo I'm supposed to deliver to so and so person in so and so place.
Fantastic.
So we need your services.
Fantastic.
To track the cargo.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right.
Okay, so drivers on our platform, they stay in the comfort of their homes sometimes, and then receive alerts of jobs. Once they're okay with the rate and the destination, they match the job. So all what they do is to click on the link and then put in their license number and their readiness for the job.
That's the drivers.
The drivers.
Right.
So that's all what they are supposed to do. Once the container or cargo is loaded, we affix our tracking device. We bind it with the transaction, which is the BOE. So what we do is quite different from what customs is doing, because they are focused on suspense cargoes.
Yes.
Cargoes which duties are not paid.
Right.
There's a chunk of space where cargoes being cleared. Importers want to see from the port all the way to their final destination.
Yeah.
So that's where we come in, and then we provide that service, that visibility from the port to the final destination. We are not only providing visibility for these importers, we're also providing security. The tracking device also checks tempering, checks the speed, check all this information, then gives alert, a periodic alert to the freight forwarder, and then the shipper or the importer as well. So we are in there making sure cargoes are being moved and seen from the port all the way to the final destination.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the comments you've been sharing with us.
A lot of your stakeholders are drivers who you earlier admitted are often illiterate. What are the common challenges you face when trying to get their buy-in with this new service? This is Apia from Wager.
Apia, when we started, we had a front-end app for the drivers. We had a driver where we assigned a job to. He called us because he was supposed to just accept the transaction. He called us that he doesn't have data, so we should send him data before he can accept that transaction.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm bringing you job, and you're asking me to give you data before you accept the job. So we had to go back to them and find out which means will be very convenient for them. And they said WhatsApp, call, or text. So we had to re-engineer the driver front end onto a WhatsApp platform, which all the drivers have.
How do you envisage your niche industry in the near future? Do you see more companies follow your lead in the sector? This is Kwamina from Saltpond.
Obviously, Kwamina, we are in a country where once a business comes in the limelight, everybody also follows suit. But once we are in and then we've gone through that pain point, we will pave the way for others to also come in there. So obviously, it's open for everybody. The market is very big. We are doing close to about 1.2 million TEUs on the average in a year now. We cannot cover all. So a lot of people can come in, but come in with the fundamentals.
Iron Port returns after this break.
Ohima, what will you take your number first? By you. You have to say take your number, give me.
Guys, no, I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really? Okay, I come.
Shut up!
Mame, feel me can't remember what Boss, fill my tank with Super XP Ron 95.
Fill up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goil.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him. Hey, go for a boy, you go, mommy.
Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for Goil Super XP Ron 95. Goil, good energy.
Goil is good energy. Electricity. Then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
All right, so welcome back from the break. Now, news and activities happening within the port and maritime industry next.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is the latest corporate body to come to the aid of displaced persons in the Volta region following the spillage of the Akosombo Dam. GPHA, ahead of the Christmas festivities, donated relief items totaling 300,000 Ghana cedis to the Keta and Bator traditional areas. The Port Authority donated 100 bags of rice, 50 boxes of cooking oil, and 50 cartons of mackerel to the Municipal Assembly of Keta for onward distribution to the victims in the area.
I stand here on behalf of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the board, management, the Director General, and the staff to hand over these items to the Keta Municipal Assembly through the MCE and the chiefs who are also here to be able to reach out to our underprivileged brothers and sisters who have been hit by this great catastrophe.
Receiving the delegation from the Port Authority, the Dufi of Keji, Togbi Joachim Akulache, expressed joy at GPH's efforts, describing the donation as timely. He revealed that the area has been heavily impacted by the floods, resulting in the closure of schools, churches, and even markets, with the attendant economic downturn.
So today, Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, having listened to our call, decided to bring us some relief items. I can only thank you for this gesture, because you are the first organization to respond to a call down here.
The spokesperson to the Awomefia of the Anglo State, Togbe Kumasa, as well as the Municipal Chief Executive for Keta, Emmanuel Gemega, corroborated reports that until the donation by GPHA, the area had not received any support since the incident.
We as chiefs and then the MC, chiefs and government have been appealing to corporate bodies and the central government for help. So you coming here is a good response to our petitions.
Well-meaning Ghanaians should see the plight of us, especially when it borders on school children and women and children. We have to be seen doubling up in our efforts. So we have written a lot, and I've been able to provide a situational report at various quarters, and we hope that just as you did this morning, others will also follow suit.
In Bato, donated items included 200 bags of rice, 100 cartons of soap, 100 bags of sugar, 100 cartons of canned mackerel, 100 boxes of powdered soap, 50 boxes of oil, and 800 packs of sachet water. The GPHA team were received by the Member of Parliament for North Tongu, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, who was full of praise for GPHA's response to the distress call following the unfortunate incident.
As Christmas is all about love, giving, compassion. It's all about extending support to one another, and that is what the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has done today. And on behalf of all the displaced persons, my chiefs, my queen mothers, we express our profound gratitude to GPHA.
Marketing and Public Affairs Manager at the Port of Tema, Abna Sewa Opokufosu, said the donation is a demonstration of GPHA's commitment to contributing to national efforts in alleviating such crisis.
What better time for us to come at Christmas, where we're celebrating love, compassion, and showing kindness to your neighbor. So, like the chief said, even though we are by the sea and their incident happened by the river, what makes us Ghanaians is our ability to bury any differences that may be there and to be able to rally around and support each other. So if we are here, it's just for them to know that they are not alone. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is thinking about them.
Ghana's leading oil marketing company, Goil, has rewarded loyal clients and hard-working employees at the Chiado service station with the December to Remember end-of-year promo. Winners were given various home appliances such as microwaves, kettles, blenders, digital TV sets, refrigerators, rice cookers, and Goil-branded items and hampers, among others. An astute businesswoman and entrepreneur in Chiado, Regina Owusu, went home with a brand new deep freezer for her several years of loyalty to Goil. She encouraged transport operators to patronize quality fuel from Goil.
Well, on the product me fine. Me started to go. Me nya problem dia wo me cars no. Enti wo mo ne me so fine. Relationship ni you good. Enti me ni ji say abre nyina me Goil be ye adwuma. Enti me koso nso ka kire me nanfofo ese obi bia enjoy Goil na a good products.
South Zonal Manager of Goil, Helen Tremanting, said the promotion is a way of saying thank you to all customers and workers of Goil in spirit of Christmas.
When you buy any quantity at the end of each month, 2 months, 3 months, or the end of the year, we put all your figures together and we give you the beautiful gift that you are seeing. So all customers, please come to Goil Station. This Christmas is for you and Goil. Get to any of our service stations and you'll get yourself a beautiful parcel.
She further appealed to all road users to be cautious and adhere to road safety regulations during the festive season.
We need you. Yes, more drive here. I want to move. Namon driver ne dia wakwa waba. Just put Super SP Ron 95 in your vehicle. And you back up Ned Waba and for diesel and for our lubricants. Please get it. If you want your engine to last for longer, please get product from Goil.
It's now time for some international port news.
After a month of attacks by Yemen's Houthi rebels, the number of bulk ships diverting away from the Red Sea Suez Canal route is reaching epic proportions, according to freight forward and insiders. The backbone of east-west trade is suddenly taking a backseat to the traditional route around the Cape of Good Hope, which adds 1,900 nautical miles and 10 days onto a typical Asia-North Europe container service. According to top forwarder Keenan Nagel, there are about 120 container ships totaling 700,000 TEUs taking the Cape route as of Wednesday morning. This passage is made regularly by VLCCs and Cape-sized bulkers, which cannot fit through the Suez Canal, but is almost never used by bulk ships with their valuable and time-sensitive cargoes. The only other time in recent shipping history when bulk ships made a massive U-turn towards Africa's southern tip was in 2021, when the bulk ship Ever Given went aground and fully blocked the Suez Canal for 5 days.
The word of the day is next.
A canal is a human-made waterway that allows boats and ships to pass from one body of the water to another.
It's now time for the schedules of vessels in the port, those at anchorage and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate you need to know to clear your goods from the port. Alright, so this is where we draw the curtain on this week's episode of Iron Port. Thank you for watching and thanks for the entire crew. Join us same time next week.